Everybody wants them to fight each other. Who do you think is the favorite if they fight each other now?
Що Забушка монтувати в студії до виходу бій з Ніжним Каштась, Джошем. Які будуть твої преференції, коли ти будеш?
Yeah.
Usyk. Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Yeah. Disgrace to the sport of boxing. I don't know how or why he's got this shot. Don't think he deserves it. Hasn't beaten anybody of any note. Loses all of the big fights.
Oleksandr Usyk dropped a stunning prediction on the Dubois versus Moses showdown, claiming Daniel won't even last 3 rounds. A chilling verdict from the man who already exposed Dubois once. If Usyk is convinced Moses finishes him that quickly, Dubois' chances look slim.
I think Itauma is future for boxing.
Usyk didn't stop there. He heaped praise on Moses, calling him special and far too smart for Dubois. Don't forget, Moses shook the boxing world with that brutal victory over Dillian Whyte. That proved his more than hype. If he dismantled a seasoned veteran like Whyte, what realistic shot does fragile Dubois have?
Две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right. And
Right.
switch hitter.
Yes.
The switch hitter.
Yes. Right and left. But it's very smart man. It's very smart. But feel distance and place.
Tony Bellew hit the nail on the head. Moses isn't hype, he's a prodigy. At just 20 years old, he's already humbling veterans like Whyte with maturity beyond his years. Dubois, who mentally collapses when pressured, looks destined to break under that sharpness. If Moses is this good now, the heavyweight division should be very worried about what's coming next.
But I do believe with the ability that he's got and with the skill set that he has, coupled with what I just said before, how calm he is, he's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is it that kind of makes him so tough to compete with, let alone beat at this point in time?
I mean, massive part is he's one of very few southpaws in the division.
That's true, yeah.
He's extremely sharp. You know, he's very quick, he's very young. Youth is a real thing. People don't realise that, you know, he's 20 years old. Yeah. Mike Tyson was 20 years and 5 months when he wins the heavyweight championship of the world. So there is still time for him to do it. But I just feel, what's the rush? Because believe you me, once he gets to the level, there's no going back.
Yeah.
He's at a certain level now with Dillian Whyte, but we all know where Dillian Whyte's at.
Yeah, tail end of his career, to be fair, isn't it?
I just think, don't take anything away from Moses Itauma. He could have done that to Dillian in the pomp of his career.
Yeah.
It's styles make fights, and Moses always gonna, them styles that want to have a fight with you or aren't necessarily very good defensively, he's gonna pick holes in them immediately.
Eric Chisora, a man who shared the ring with nearly everyone, and his verdict was ruthless. He flat out said beating Moses is like winning the lottery. Coming from a warrior of his caliber, that speaks volumes. With elite coaching and natural ability, Moses holds every advantage. Meanwhile, Dubois has shown cracks under fire. Chisora's blunt honesty echoes what fans already believe. Dubois has little chance of stopping the Phantom's unstoppable rise.
Boxing a guy who's 24 years old, who's got his always faculties right, getting trained by one of the best trainers in the United Kingdom, and then mate, it's like you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beating that Moses Itauma. Let's be honest about it. Yeah.
Bellew also voiced concern, warning Moses could be pushed too far, too quickly. But history shows true prodigies shine brightest on the biggest stage. Moses already proved it by dismantling Whyte with icy composure. Compared to Dubois, who folds when the heat rises, Moses looks more prepared than many expect. Sometimes, the hunters become the hunted.
I think that's a dreadful fight for Moses Itauma. I just think to throw this kid into the wolves at this stage so early in his career, I just don't get what for. He's a young man, let him develop the same as every other fighter, let him learn his trade.
Amir Khan, another former world champion, weighed in on how quickly Moses should be moved up. Khan's message was simple: don't rush greatness, let him mature into his prime. But here's the twist: Moses is already showing he belongs. At only 20, he's handling opponents with calm precision and a fight IQ far beyond his age. That win over Dillian Whyte wasn't just another victory, it was a statement. Meanwhile, Dubois has been questioned over his chin, his will, and his toughness when the lights are brightest. Khan preaches patience, but some fighters are built for the big stage from the start. And if Usyk himself believes Dubois won't last 3 rounds, maybe Moses doesn't need to wait until 23. Maybe Dubois is tailor-made for him right now.
Oh, you know what? You don't want to rush him. You want to take it easy. You want to take it slow. Don't rush him. Let him enjoy. He's still 20 years old. Let him get to 22, 23 years old. And that's then you start putting him in with the top names in boxing, like the Usyks and like the Wilders or even the Joshuas and the Furies. At the moment, I think you should keep on building him. Let him keep on.
Dave Allen didn't sugarcoat his take. He flat out labeled Dubois a quitter. That's the reputation Daniel can't shake, no matter how many times he tries to rebuild. Against Usyk, yes, the body shot landed, but his response told the story. He walked away like the fight didn't matter. Now picture him against Moses, a fearless 20-year-old who never stops pressing forward. Dubois' biggest flaw isn't his lack of power, it's his lack of heart. And Moses is exactly the kind of relentless fighter who shatters men with doubts. If Dubois couldn't summon his warrior spirit against Usyk, why would he suddenly find it against Moses? Allen's harsh verdict echoes what many fans already whisper. That same quit switch could flip again.
I got up at the count of 10 and he walked straight past Usyk, straight to the corner. He was completely fine. I think, and you know what, it's horrific to say I've quit. It's not horrific to say I'm quit. I'm chairman of the quit committee. I'm top quitter, I guess. Anyway, he quit, yeah, he did.
Even Eddie Hearn has voiced caution, suggesting that pitting Moses against Dubois right now might be too much too soon. But Hearn's hesitation says a lot. If Dubois was truly dangerous, there'd be no reason to hold back. The truth is, Dubois is a recognizable name, not an unbeatable force. His flaws have been exposed, and his toughness questioned. Moses, on the other hand, is being molded with care, sharpened with the right training, and fueled by momentum. If any young heavyweight can dismantle Dubois, it's him. Hearn might call it a gamble, but Frank Warren knows exactly what he's lining up. His rising phenom against a man the public already doubts. This doesn't feel like a risk. It feels like the coronation of boxing's next star.
Or he might knock him out. I don't know. But personally, at 20, you know, you got to get it right. And Frank, like I said, Frank knows what he's doing. And I think I'd be very surprised if they took that kind of test.
Duke McKenzie summed it up perfectly. This matchup has everyone talking, from hungry kids in the gym to old-school veterans who've seen it all. Moses versus Dubois feels like a true generational clash. But let's be honest, the buzz isn't about Daniel. It's about Moses and whether he's the next heavyweight king. Dubois, for all his size and strength, comes in carrying the label of quitting when it matters most. Moses, in contrast, is the fearless prodigy who, at 20, has already dismantled respected names and earned praise from legends like Usyk. That contrast fuels the hype. For Dubois, it's do or die. For Moses, it's the opportunity to stamp himself as the heir to heavyweight boxing. This is bigger than belts. It's about pride, legacy, and proving who belongs at the summit.
Let's get that right. However, the intrigue that surrounds this fight, I've got young kids in my gym that are going to be tuning into this
Three
fight.
generations are going to watch it, aren't they? That's what's great.
They're so excited about it.
Daniel Dubois finally brought up Moses' name. But listen carefully, there's no conviction behind it. His words circle around maybe belt splitting and what's next, but it doesn't sound like a fighter eager for the challenge. It sounds like a man searching for the easiest route. Compare that with Moses Itauma, who doesn't dodge names, he destroys them. Dubois calls himself a future two-time champion, but history says otherwise. Every time he's stepped up on the big stage, he's failed. Against Usyk, he wilted. Against Joyce, he folded. And now, when the world knows Moses is the fight that would truly expose him, he downplays it as just another option. Moses already handled a seasoned vet like Dillian White with composure. Dubois, meanwhile, is still trying to prove he belongs at the elite level. His words lack power, while Moses lets his fists do the talking. If this fight gets made, Dubois' dream of redemption might be over before it even begins.
The direction we're going to go in for this next step.
Who is next? Is Moses Itauma on the horizon?
All the guys in the heavyweight division, yeah, they're all the guy, especially the one who has the belts, and you know, if the belts fragment or whatever, stuff like that can happen. Whatever way I can become two-time heavyweight champion, that's where I'm going.
Adam Smith didn't mince words either. He said Moses could beat most heavyweights in the world right now. Let that sink in. A 20-year-old being spoken about like a future ruler of a division. Smith's only hesitation is whether Moses is ready for names like Usyk or Dubois right this moment. But that feels more about timing than talent. In reality, Dubois doesn't outrank Moses in skill or mentality. If anything, he's the weaker piece on the board. Yes, Dubois has power and size, but what he lacks is heart, the most vital quality in heavyweight wars. Moses, on the other hand, brings youth, speed, intelligence, and fearlessness. Adam Smith's words serve as a warning to Dubois. Your spot at the table isn't safe. Once Moses is fully unleashed, he won't just beat most heavyweights, he'll dominate them all. And Dubois, he might be one of the first names scratched off that list.
When is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet.
Johnny Nelson painted a brutal picture of Dubois' past. By the 5th round against Usyk, Daniel was a broken fighter. His jab disappeared, his power was nullified, his movement stiffened, and most importantly, his confidence was shattered. That's the same Dubois people expect to stand strong against Moses. Let's be real. If Usyk made him look ordinary, Moses, young, sharp, and fearless, could take him apart even faster. Once Dubois realizes his power isn't enough, his body language tells the story. We've seen it time and again. No plan B, no way back once plan A fails. Against someone as composed and adaptive as Moses, that collapse will come quickly. Dubois may look the part physically, but mentally, he's fragile. Nelson nailed it. In heavyweight boxing, confidence is everything. Without it, Dubois isn't stepping into a ring. He's stepping into a lion's den unarmed.
What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Daniel was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 and I'm getting chopped up. This guy...
Tony Bellew went further, comparing Moses' potential to Usyk's dominance, a massive compliment. Bellew pointed out that heavyweight boxing has shifted. Size alone no longer rules the sport. Usyk proved it by beating giants who were supposed to crush him, showing that brains, timing, and heart outweigh raw bulk. And now Bellew sees those same qualities in Moses. Sure, he admits Moses isn't as polished as Usyk just yet, but the ingredients are all there: speed, timing, composure, and an unnerving confidence for someone so young. That's why Bellew believes Moses is the future. Dubois, by contrast, has always leaned on size and power, yet has come undone whenever intimidation failed. Moses won't be intimidated. He's walking into the ring ready to exploit those cracks. Bellew's comparison highlights the changing of the guard. Dubois represents the old model. Moses represents the new. And the scariest part is only getting started.
The thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant, because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
Everything is in place for a fight that feels bigger than belts. For Moses Itauma, this isn't just another matchup. It's his chance to stake his claim as the new face of the heavyweight division. At only 20, he already has the swagger of a champion, the skill set of a veteran, and the hunger of a young lion chasing history. For Dubois, it's the opposite: redemption or ruin. Another collapse, another surrender, and his career could be forever branded as failure. The buzz is deafening, the legends are speaking, and fans are divided. The real question is, who's stronger when the lights are brightest? Who truly wants it more when everything's on the line? This fight is about proving who belongs at the very top. Do you believe in Moses' meteoric rise? Or are you backing Dubois to shock the world?